Yeah.
Because it becomes a secondary job, right?
Yeah. It's quite a crazy thing, eh? It's quite a lot to ask.
Yeah.
It is a whole nother job, I guess, is the thing.
Do you like it though?
No.
No. Bobby? Because you are prolific. I don't know if you like it, but you do it well.
No, I do. I like to do it. I like to be funny. I'm always about my daughter and some music and some funny shit. You know what I mean? But I quite like, you know, the thing about, like, you do the Fat Freddy's one, right?
No, I don't.
No, because
no, I mean, I take a lot of. I definitely send a lot of photos and stuff like that, but actually running it is a full-time job.
Yeah, because Fat Freddy's dropped always like my posts on Instagram, and I was like, yeah, Fat Freddy's drunk, and I was like, check it out, Fat Freddy's fucking love that shit. And I was like,
and it wasn't even me, mate.
yeah, I thought it was you. I was like,
There you go.
must be Mark. It's my mate. You know what I mean? Then when my mum likes it, you know what I mean?
It's like your mum liking it. Yeah.
Oh.
Mark, how big is the structure for a band, for a massive, iconic band like the Fat Freddy's? Like, how many people are we talking about? Like, give us an idea of what it takes to run a massive project like that. It's a huge operation, basically. I mean, I can talk about it. Touring is a big thing, and there's a lot of people and a lot of two buses, 15 people, sometimes more, sometimes 20. You know, it becomes quite an operation to move that people around the world. You know.
But tell them about how the structure, like how the buses are, like in Europe, the beds and stuff. And
have you been on a tour bus before?
Not at
Not
at that level, bro.
It's kind of like it's a beautiful tour bus. It's got kitchen on the downstairs. Upstairs there's all the bunks. 12 bunks or something upstairs, bunk beds essentially. So everybody, the coffins, as they, you know,
Japanese style.
Sometimes referred to with the curtain and stuff like that. And generally, I mean, they're very nice buses. You know, kitchen up the front, kitchen downstairs, little lounge. You can play the PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like there's little, you know, watch movies, whatever.
Crossing the Europe.
It's very nice. Yeah, it's amazing.
In the relationship with the band, this is something that we hear quite often. Oh, the band broke up because of the relationship, or like they were not mates. Like, so I know you guys are all mates, which helps. But like, is that a thing of like, don't even talk to me today? Like, fuck it, shh, leave me, let me be me.
Yeah, I think it's I mean, it's family, isn't it? It's like any family. It's like sometimes you have to, you know what I mean? Like it's like definitely. I guess. It's not always like that, but certainly like sometimes people just want to go and sleep for a day or something, or not do anything, or go off on a mission, or go for a bike ride, or do anything. Yeah.
And when Emma came to the show, and shout out to Emma.
Shout out to Emma.
She was telling us that there's someone in the group that is like the top gourmet, like the chef.
Well, that's completely debatable. I don't know what she said. But I think that crown could probably go to a few people, and depending on the night or the location. Because
she was telling us that you guys do sweet deals with like nice chefs and restaurants that like you guys go for a nice meal and then you guys bring the crew that's a cool collab, eh?
Well, I think, I will. It's like one great thing about the Freddy's is that the reputation precedes us, and people know that we like nice food. And people like to show off and present us with beautiful food. Beautiful. So we're in this beautiful position where this happens, and you know, the best chef in town will say, "Hey, you fellas, come to my place." You know what I mean? Like that's happened enough times that it's like I'm very grateful for that. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
Some highlights or some not that great ones that you can remember?
Oh no! Look, honestly, there's been too many for me to even pull one out of the hat for you. What I will say is that I'm very grateful to all the people who have. I'll tell you what. When we were in Ireland this last trip on this year, we were in Ireland of all places, and in Galway, the best food. And there's a restaurant called Kai Galway in Galway. Go check them out, and they really knocked it out of the park. It was exceptional feed, and that was This was just last year,
Shout out to Galway, Ireland. Great seafood, you know, fantastic seafood. Yeah, it was pretty cool. That was a highlight. Yeah.
Emma talked about that one.
Did she?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it is like I said, this has happened, thankfully, many times in our travels, but the most recent, Galway was definitely set a very high benchmark on that tip. Yeah.
It's a cool night here because you tour a lot, Mark, both of you, but like Mark, it's, I would say, more on the side of like the band, the one that comes to a place and things are organized. And you tour a lot, Bobby, but you also organize a lot of events.
Promoter.
Right? Promoter. So you get
promoter.
You making sure that all the artists are happy and things are looking good. How hard is that job, man? Do you get like those classic lists of requests and stuff?
The thing is, like, there's one of my dreams is like, is for them to go to our motherland, you know, for Freddy to go to Brazil. And you know, there's the second. We need to talk about this because there's kind of like,
we do. I'm sitting in front of two Brazilians.
You are waiting to go live to put that.
Suddenly I realize what's going on. Okay.
No, it's the second.
Okay.
It's the second. It's like 2024 might be the year, you know, and it's the second most requested country. So like South Africa first, apparently was Brazil. Wow. They asked for the Freddy to go to, and I always tell them it's like, you know, these guys travel so much that I always say that your life is a game of Risk. You know the board game Risk, and it's like, and there's a continent that we haven't conquered, you know, and because they've been to South Africa, they've been to Africa, so they've been to Japan, they've been to, you know, Europe and States, but they haven't been to South America. And then so like that was gonna kick their ass.
And someone missed a wedding in South America as well, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Leo.
I'm still cut. I'm still cut. No, he said
Leo.
I bring the guy here to put him against the wall.
Yeah. He had the opportunity to come visit my country. I invited him to my wedding. He didn't come.
A groomsman as well.
Look, I really don't think we should be bothering the listeners with this sort of conversation.
No, but especially I reckon with the food, they'll buzz out. I reckon him. And with the atmosphere, they go to Portugal quite a lot, but it's just not the same. You know?
Just not the same.
So yes, hopefully one day.
I think 2004 might be the year if
one day.
universe provide what happen, you know.
And how is it going now, Bobby? They're like no more COVID chaos and stuff. You're bringing some cool people from South America to New Zealand.
Yeah,
congratulations by the way, and thank you.
Oh, yeah, you came to Nando Hayes, right?
I missed Nando Hayes, but I went to Black Alien.
Yeah. And then I brought Maneva, this Brazilian band, reggae band. And then I might be bringing this guy called Emicida in July.
Are you serious?
Yeah, trying.
This guy called Emicida.
Oh, because some people don't know.
I know, the legend Emicida.
He's a legend rapper. Yeah,
right.
He's really good. Yeah. But then I'm bringing up a girl called Luisa Viscardi, which is a DJ. She's going to play Explore. And we playing Explore, both of us, me and Mark.
Yeah.
So it'll be good fun times.
Good time for the festivals, Mark?
It is. I mean, well, yeah, then actually, looking down the barrel of the next month, it's going to be, there's lots of good stuff happening, including Explore. Laneway's another one that I want to go to. Yeah. It's lots of, this is the festival time in New Zealand, you know. Yeah.
There's a cute little one called Shipwrecked.
Oh,
Shipwreck,
yeah. It's cute. It's really good. It's real. I get there and I just get lost. Like I tell my work, I tell my wife that don't contact me. I'm like, just out.
I'll be back on Monday.
In pieces.
It's a great. I played at that festival. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. Lots of beautiful art direction. It's a beautiful spot up in Aotearoa, which is only, I don't know, a couple hours north of Auckland. Yeah.
And there's WOMAD, which you got Gilberto Gil coming.
Oh,
legendary. Yeah.
Last tour, apparently.
Last tour of their life, and he comes with his whole family.
Really?
How old would he be at the moment?
I think
81, maybe
81
something.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, eh?
Yeah.
We're talking about the legends now.
The legend, last one, yeah. So, he's doing he's being a WOMAD New Zealand.
Would he be the last? Would Gilberto Gil be the last of the Mohicans of Brazilian? You know, the classic superstars. Would you say?
Yeah, there's Caetano Veloso could be next to him. I tried to bring Caetano Veloso, and then he's like, apparently, so they asked me, they goes, oh, he only flies first class. And I was like, ain't you a left wing? You know, like, he's like, Latam doesn't do first class. So then he had to come from Emirates, you know, because Emirates. I was like, man, the flights are just too much for this.
Long flights as well.
Long flight, yeah.
Milton Nascimento?
Milton Nascimento, he doesn't, yeah, he's totally out. He did a massive, he stopped performing. It's kind of it's getting really big, this thing now of like you do the last, you know, like last for the life, you know, they score, you know, then people just buy tickets because you're never going to see them again. You know?
Is it a big risk to bring big names like that to Aotearoa, or there's always a thing with Australia in your case?
Yeah, I split with Australia. So like, you know, but then nowadays it's hard because they got more people. So like when I brought Nando Hayes, like I had like, it had to be seated. So they had to be at their place that did the Hollywood, Avondale. So it had to be, there was only 370 tickets, 70 people. And then seats. And then there was, in Australia, there was like 1,500, you know, 1,500.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just more people, more like, you know what I mean? So then it needs to be kind of like, nowadays we know how to work with each other. So like I say, look, I paid this much because, and some of the artists, they really want to go to New Zealand. It's like same thing we said about, you know, the Fat Freddy's is like the game of risk. Like, I mean, I need to go to New Zealand before, you know, I never know when I'm going to go there. So like I'm responsible to do it. And I say, if you want to come to New Zealand, you're going to pay, the fee going to drop because there's not that many people to, you know what I mean? So but there's always split up with the guys. But then they do Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney, you know, and then I do Auckland. And usually I do on the way out, the way back. Because it's like, it's the flights, because the flight's too early when you come here to New Zealand, because it's 5 o'clock in the morning, you arrive here.
Right.
So they have to pay another hotel and all that shit. Yeah. It's complicated, but it's fun. It's really fun. It's I love it. They love it. They're just like, man, New Zealand.
Do you get a lot of interest from people wanting to come here?
Yeah. There's heaps of people that message and they're like, man, there's I don't know, there's no public, you know, sometimes, you know, this.
Yep.
So like the reggae, like in this, what I really want is for people to actually, most of the time, it's just not to do for Brazilians, but actually to really educate Kiwis about our culture. Like in musical culture is really big in Brazil. But you know, this thing with WOMAD is really cool. They bring Gilberto because WOMAD, be a lot of people that are going to, they never know Gilberto Gil, but they will like be amazed about him.
That's it about WOMAD though. Everyone gets turned on. You know, you always discover something.
Yes.
You know, you don't have to know anything about anybody really, and you'll get turned on to something.
Have you guys played at WOMAD?
Yes, yeah. Actually, yeah, a few times now. A couple times here in Aotearoa, and then over in England we did it, and Australia at WOMAD in Adelaide. WOMAD, which is a big one.
Is it fun?
Yeah, that's a great. Actually, and when we were in when we did WOMAD in the UK, I saw Peter Gabriel, whose festival
he's the founder.
He's the founder of the festival. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. He was like, he used to be in a band called Genesis.
Yeah.
And has, you know, Sledgehammer. Everybody knows Sledgehammer, right? Yeah, he's an amazing artist, actually, I reckon. And yeah, anyway, that's his WOMAD is his brainchild.
Is it Reading? Isn't it Reading? What's
Reading?
the name of the town?
Reading.
Reading.
Where he's from?
No, the WOMAD in England.
Yeah, possible. Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know. I can't remember.
But there used to be WOMAD Singapore, WOMAD Dubai. Like, you know, I think now it's just end up just the England and this two here.
Yep.
That's Australia and New Zealand.
Massive, so beautiful. Eh? Just the vibe, colors for the whole family.
You been?
Yeah. I went to see the specials.
Ah,
Oh yeah,
Big
great.
fan, and when I saw that they were coming, I'm like, those one of a lifetime.
Great. Yeah, Special's all-time great band.
I wanted to ask you that for someone who is. I told you in the afternoon that I found this clip of Mark going hard. He was young ass, had his little black hats, and I could tell that there were things going on. Like people were probably like organizing a stage, and he was just going for it with his bro, like daylight, and he was dropping it, like going hard, like. And I was looking and I was like, man, imagine that, you know, like if you would go back in time and tell that Mark, bro, you'll be traveling around the world, you'll be meeting all these incredible people. I guess you've met some of your like big idols and stuff.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've been like, I mean, people often say don't meet your idols. Like, don't. That's often said. But I reckon, I mean, I've met a few and they're pretty cool. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, it's been amazing to do that. But I understand why people, it's like, you know, you hold people up in such high regard, you know, it's like, wow, you know.
Were there a couple of names or one or something?
Chuck D's one. Chuck D's are great. I think, you know, you know, he's an amazing. I'm just a huge Public Enemy fan, but full stop. I always loved them, and they were such a revolutionary, awesome band. Yeah. And I was like, so I've had the opportunity to meet him in a few crazy spots around the world, you know, like a few times, you know.
Shaggy.
I met Shaggy.
Mr. Lover.
Shaggy.
No, you did, because did you?
He's the man. Shaggy is the man. Just get this straight. He is the man. His show is incredible every time. You know,
yeah, I saw it before.
And he is he's got so many tunes that actually a lot of the world doesn't even know about. Like, they're not sort of in the pop hemisphere, but in the dance hall world, he's the man. He's great.
Yeah, he used to do TV show back in the day called Mo Show.
Mo Show, yeah.
Did you see the clips? Are they online?
I couldn't find them.
I think there's a few, but there's not many. Yeah.
Is that on YouTube?
YouTube. Yeah, I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. Yeah. The Jamaica, in fact, the Jamaica episodes are on YouTube. Yeah.
That was cool. Man, I was like, I don't used to watch TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back when people watched TV live.
Yes. So what was the thing? Would you go like just for interviews, or there was a bit of like a sketch? Like what was the format?
It was, oh gosh, have you not seen any of it?
I looked for it and I was a bit gutted.
Okay, it's like, how do you describe it? It was like a magazine travel music culture show.
So they'll go to Jamaica
with
and do a special
me and my
Jamaica.
friend hosting it. It's hard to,
It'd be like Channel One, go to like kind of like, you know, they record studio in Jamaica, and then they meet Shaggy.
We travel around and go to different places and interview artists and musicians and New Zealand artists back here for New Zealand. It was honestly, it was best time, and it was sort of at that time in the early 2000s, sort of turn of the decade, 1999, 2000 to 2003, where everyone, where handycams became available, and suddenly they were broadcast quality. You know what I mean? Like, you could basically, they were quality good enough that you could put that stuff on TV. That was such a prerequisite at the time. It sounds funny now because everybody just put Zoom meetings on TV and it doesn't really matter. But back then, it was broadcast quality. Oh my God, very important.
Yeah, that's fun.
And the radio has been a big thing for you, right, Mike?
Yeah, for sure. I've been doing radio all my life, really. Since I was a teenager, I was BFM was an early adopter, loiterer at BFM. And, you know, just loitered around long enough where someone said, okay, here's the job, do this, clean some CDs, blah, blah, blah.
You do really have a voice for radio.
And then...
Oh, you do have a face for radio.
I got a face for radio. Thank you. No, that's true story. Yeah. So, it's just loiter around there long enough and you get a gig and, yeah.
You're very good. He's honestly, I tune in, like, he's just someone that just does, like... Really good, because I used to do a show like on Georgie Fan for 14 years, and it was just not far from his show, and my show was like a fucking mess, man. You know, like, I was just like, always late.
I hope I'm not out of turn here, but you know, I have heard your wife say to you, you know, I say, but not everyone speaks Bobby. Not everyone speaks Bobby. Like, you speak Bobby, but not everyone else doesn't. You know, your accents. You know,
I speak very fast. You know, so I'm actually thinking about her, and I'm trying to speak very slowly.
Very slow it down.
I got her. Babe, if you're listening, I'm doing what you said as always. But we had this idea of doing our podcast. You know, I said, we should do a podcast ourselves, and then Jez was like, you're gonna speak very slowly. You know, like, because I think my mind just goes too quick, and you know, and then, but yeah, I used to do the radio show, and it was like, but sometimes I'll turn up. I was like, well, it's like his show was like perfect. You know, there was like, no, it was just really cool. There's never like my show was like, man, one day I got locked inside. I went out to the toilet, and then the door closed, and I was like, oh shit, and they're like tutu. They recorded tutu, tutu, and I was like, oh my god, it's like, and then my phone was there. And then I had to go, and then I was like, then I got the phone and tried to call the director to help me out. And fuck, I was just real, just always hungover because it was Sunday, 6 o'clock, you know, it's like an afternoon. And then every time
6 a.m. Sunday 6 a.m.
6 p.m.
Oh, 6 p.m.
But then I was like, and the worst is what I hated my time slot was because every time I go to a barbecue in the summer, everybody goes there. There was a time the barbecue is gonna about start. You know, you get turned out to barbecue about 4 o'clock. And everybody's like, yeah, the food's cranking. And then about, I gotta go to the radio. And then it's like, we'll leave something for you. And they'll tune in into my radio show. And then I'll get back, and there was only a fucking cold sausage there. And then I was like, let's go. I was like, man. But yeah, it was always in the back of my mind. I was like, oh man, I got the radio. No, he does actually. He loves it. You know, I wasn't really had a true heart to it. Like, but then, yeah.
2 to 4, is that what it is?
Yeah, 2 to 4. Sundays on BFM. Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
There was a show recently, Save
the Bee.
Save the Bee.
Yeah.
How is the situation? How is that going?
As far as I know, good. I mean, the gig was a success, and I don't know. I think it's just. I mean, I think it's a success, and I mean, BFM honestly,
they made some good money.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm not exactly sure how much or what, but I played the gig. It was awesome. I actually had an amazing set. I had this freaky moment where Half Queen was dancing in the front of stage, and like I was DJing, and I really admire her as a DJ. She's one of the biggest DJs from New Zealand ever, I reckon. So I was like, this is pretty mean. It's like, don't fuck it up. Of course I did, but I saved it, you know. Anyway, that was good. Save the Bee gig was good, and I think honestly, I can't imagine a world without BFM. It's fucking awesome. BFM's the greatest.
It's really good, it's really.
It's kind of like, I think it's good. I think it's good. Yeah.
And Flavor? How do you say flavor?
Flavor. Yeah. I work at Flavor. I do stuff at Flavor too, doing all the station voice stuff, and it's cool. Like, it's funny how hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's been around long enough that it's got you can have a station for just old stuff. You know what I mean? If anything, I'd like it to go older because I want to hear Wild Style on there and like even older stuff because I'm older, I guess. But you know, it's like it's funny, yeah. There's all those hits that we used to play in the 90s or 80s, like those are like old school gems. You know what I mean? I think that's funny. It's like, at what point does you know, The Breeze start playing Dr. Dre? You know what I'm saying? Like, at what point does The Chronic become what the Beatles is on The Breeze now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You look at your watch. I don't know. I'd say the next 10 years, you know?
Yeah,
I think
I never thought of that.
It's kind of crazy, but I think it's fun. It's quite funny because, you know, I just look at myself, my peers, people older than me that like old school hip hop or old music, you know what I mean? But it's like, far out, they're still playing the Beach Boys and the Beatles on The Breeze. At what point does that turn into KRS-One?
Yeah, oh man.
You know what I mean? Yes. Like, anyway, I think that's kind of funny.
Top 5, Mark.
Yeah.
Top 5 hip hop.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I gotta do it.
No.
I do it often
No.
and people react the same.
Oh,
They're like,
no. No. I can't.
You can
the
do
top
it.
5.
Songs or
I think
artists?
the artists,
Just artists. Artists are fine. Top 5 artists. It's not that hard.
My favorite top 5 artists in hip hop?
There's always the
Hip-hop.
thing, right? Top 5, especially in the US. People say top
Sheesh.
5.
Top 5 in hip hop? Oh my God.
You don't have to put like first, second, third, or like I won't put that on you, but like at least 5 that really meant a lot in your upbringing.
That mean a lot to me.
There you go. I'm making it easier for you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, I mentioned Public Enemy before. Public Enemy, definitely one of my top 5. KRS-One, I mentioned him before. Definitely one of my top 5. Kendrick Lamar, definitely one of my top 5.
Legend.
Far out.
Gets hard, eh?
This is where it gets tricky.
Gets hard.
De La Soul.
De La Soul.
You can't do 5, eh? That's a problem. You need more hands.
I mean, you know, far out. It's too hard.
I think we will stay there.
I find that whole thing with
reggae?
music. I like too much music.
Yeah.
I'm inspired by a lot of music, and I listen to a lot of music
Nice.
of different varieties. So I just simply can't. I find it so hard to do that, to narrow it down to this is my top 5 MCs of all time, or this is my top 5 guitarists of all time.
And it also changes, right? Like,
It's just-
yeah.
It's an impossible question for me. But I mean, it's okay. Be a fan of whatever you like, you know, whatever. But I just find that it just changes from day to day. You know, one day I'm like, you know,
That's right.
this is the best, and then the next day I'm like, no, today this is the best. You know, so yeah, it's a tough one.
What about reggae? Maybe reggae now.
Oh my god, it's too hard. It's just too hard. I just love it. I love it all too much, and I can't separate it. Separate music like that.
Also, really cool thing that people should listen. Can you still listen on online? But is the Radio New Zealand interviews and kind of podcast, right? That you did with Cara.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we
Last
just
week?
did. I did hosted Radio New Zealand last week. Yeah, this was
For like a whole week of like really cool, like it was a couple of hours, right? Like
5 hours a day.
5 hours a day.
5 hours. 5 hour show. Yeah.
So each like different DJs or different musicians coming through, and then Cara Ricard, which is a TV presenter and radio personality, and Mark were doing this really cool, and it was like crazy because there's not like your usual, like, you know, it was like DJ Dubhead from BFM. There's more like a reggae kind of DJ, but he was talking about Latin and Boogaloo. You know, and it was like, man, I was just interested, and I was like, man, I love this shit. I was like, love it.
Right. You heard that? You listened to that?
I listened to a bit of that one,
That's
and
good.
I'm trying to listen to this other one. Is Barney Duncan does talk about like
Afrobeat.
So
And
it's
Fela
really
Kuti.
interesting. If anybody can go in there, it's maybe in the Radio New Zealand. Maybe.
What an asset, for the country.
I mean, I think,
RNZ.
well, it's just, it's really great to present all that stuff, and for people like Dubhead, like Barney, like everybody coming up and presenting music to an unsuspecting audience. It's really wicked. And basically, predominantly, more than not, people are so receptive of it. It's like you actually... people are getting educated about something they don't know, and they kind of like it. And yeah, the feedback was awesome. But just like, it's a real treat getting experts and people who are real passionate about music or whatever it may be, and just really delivering it to people like, wow, just soaking it up. That was really fun. It was really good.
How was that at home when you were young? Like, how was the relationship with music and the arts at home?
Yeah, I mean, music was always definitely a big thing at home. Yeah, I mean, my mother was into she was probably more into music, you know, like she's into Latin music, Brazilian music, this sort of thing. She likes some really terrible records as well.
We all do, man.
You know, some real bad stuff. But there was definitely a good influence there. And I don't know. I think I got into it probably via that, you know. Music, there's always a piano around the house too. Like there was always a piano not too far away. That was always a thing. You know, not that any of us were very proficient, but it was always part of the household, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so yeah, you know, it's pretty. Yeah, music was always a bit of a thing. I actually, my thing was taping, like I actually was into radio as a kid. I'd listen to tape my radio shows and actually record record my favorite songs off the radio and make mixtapes off the radio. You know what I mean? Sit there, you know.
Yeah, I used to do that back in the day.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
I found some MD tapes. MD. You know, MD had
mini discs.
Such a short life.
Mini discs.
Because the mini disc came from there was the CD, there was the vinyl, then the CD, Yeah, this, or there was an MP3. Fuck, I can't remember. I think I was just after the, and then it's all like the rhythm selection by the Doublehead, and then Stinky Grooves by Stinky Jim, no BFM, and I had all those, but I didn't have enough to play it. You know what I mean? It's like fuck, when I was moving houses, I was like shit, I found out this these, and it's like crazy.
Have you still got them?
Yeah, they.
Let's find a mini disc, because you will find some gold on that.
In there, yeah.
I mean, for real. You know, the Fat Freddy's, if I'm right, I think I'm right on this. I hope I'm correct. The Fat Freddy's, the first EP, the Live at the Matterhorn, was recorded onto a mini disc.
Mini disc.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the truth. The first, it was, mixed after, but actually it was was just straight to mini disc.
We should
that's the legend anyway.
We should never talk about those times.
That's massive. What year are we talking about?
That would be, I don't know,
That was
2001.
2001,
Yeah, 2000, something like that.
Okay, so let's rewind. How does it started?
Oh my God!
Let's go.
No, look, honestly, it's like I can't even begin to start there, because it's like, yeah, because I wasn't there. That's the thing.
You came up like 2006, you said?
Yeah, well, I was looking around, but I don't know. I can't tell you what happened there. But what I can tell you is that, yeah, around 2000, that's when Dal and Moose were jamming and making beats and working on Dallas's stuff. And Moo was doing the sound system gigs and stuff like that. Yeah.
When they came, there was a hit, and it was like, there's like, especially for being Brazilian, and like kind of like getting to the music, like here, the Wellington sound was the sound. Like there's everything else coming from. There's a bit of drum and bass coming from Christchurch, and then a bit of hip hop coming from Auckland. But the whole sound of Wellington was like, Trinity Roots and
what year did you come to New Zealand?
I first came in 97.
All right.
And then I came back as a 97 exchange student. Fez from the 70s show.
Yeah. Fez from the 70s show. Okay.
The funny thing about Fez from the 70s show is he's from South America somewhere, but nobody knows where he's from.
Right.
Indiscriminate South American country.
Yeah, it's like Fez means foreign exchange student.
Oh,
that's what I mean. I didn't know that.
Is that for real?
Yeah,
oh
Fizz means, and I always joke about me being Fizz when I came over to Avondale College, but I came back in 2000, and then I started working in this cafe called Santos. That's why I met Lana, then Gallant sisters, love to them, and then I was the coffee boy for those guys. You know what I mean? I'll make them coffee, and then I was like, there's all the place to be. There's all the musicians, all the artists, all the DJs, all the yoga teachers, actors. You know what I mean? Everybody's going there. Everybody go there.
That's where we met, right?
Yeah, that's a good chat about these things. That I saw his kids growing.
Yeah.
Like I saw each of them. It was crazy because nowadays in Ponsonby, I see people there, she's like, man, like they should grown up to be amazing professionals and everything. It's like, Uncle Bobby, like, shut, no uncle, just
and like, Bobby, you gave me the hottest fluffy of my life. I will never forgive you. When I was 3 years old, that fluffy burnt my lips.
Is that one of his daughters actually, like she Kuramiko, she won speak is how I call it. What does she want? She win again?
She's spoken. Kuramiko, my daughter does spoken word. Yeah, she's with a crew called Rehe Korero, and they got a spoken word slam poetry.
Beautiful,
for one of a better description. And that's what they do. Yeah.
And seeing as a baby, and then seeing as a baby, and then I made her fluffies, and then she did a spoken word show at my bar. I just started crying. I was like, man, I remember you. I was like, yeah, if I was being the coffee boy for those guys was just the best thing that happened to me, because she educated me and made me understand like music. Like, man, I had at my wedding that he didn't go. I had my speech, and my speech was like, I looked at my family and I said, you made me, you educate me, gave me like manners and values, but And they look at my friends like, but you formed the man what I am, you know what I mean? And that's what those guys did to me. It's like, I mean, I was so lucky. So great. Fat Freddy's like, we used to go to like Fat Freddy's, like at least Sawmill Cafe. And it was like 3 nights in a row, like a labor weekend.
Have you been in Lee Sawmill?
I haven't been
You
to.
need to
I
take
know
a
that.
band,
I
take a
know.
band.
Yeah, we will. We have to. I actually want to bring someone from the venue to have a chat here. That would be a good start, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Tell me more. Tell me more about the space.
Then
and the shows.
The place is incredible. It's like, you know, up past Matakana. And it's kind of, it's called a sawmill for a reason. Everything's like there's massive logs.
Yeah.
You know, there's actually like everything. The tables actually like a saw. You know, I think. But then it's kind of like not with the cutting part, but like, you know,
It's a proper sawmill. Yeah.
Yeah, it's themed.
It used to be.
It's themed around that thing. You know what I mean? And then it's a beautiful spot. It was really cool. The two brothers, you should bring them over here.
Yes.
The Guinness. They're really cool. They run it, but they got real tired of it, you know, after a while. But they used to have the most amazing musicians. And Fat Freddy's was
Actually, nephew's got a gig up there in a couple of weeks.
yeah, let's plug that.
Oh, yeah, we're going to plug that. Yo, Benny
Let's do
Salvador, Eno, and AJ Hanesako, Dylan Biscuit live at the Lee Sawmill on
There you go.
Saturday the 27th. There you go.
It's a long weekend in Auckland.
That's
there.
anniversary weekend. Last year we were underwater. This year we're not going to be underwater. Yeah.
Definitely not. We'll be boogieing.
Yeah.
We need to make a tour of your band. Come over to Ponsonby Social Club, and then we'll put the Lee Sawmill.
We finished. We're almost finishing recording with Dave Rhodes. Dave Rhodes is an OG for rock and roll in the country. He's currently recording Devil's Kin.
Oh.
wow.
Yeah, and he lives here. How lucky are we?
Is your studio here? Are you recording here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he used to run the depot in Devonport, and now he's doing his own thing here in Whitianga. So we put 10 tracks down. Really looking forward to finalizing the album.
What's your band called?
It's a punk rock trio called Corrosive Moses.
Corrosive Moses.
That's a good name.
That's a
Yeah.
good name.
Nice
That
name.
sounds like what's the punk rock band from Auckland is the Peter Mac used to be on it, and
Hallelujah Picasso.
Hallelujah Picasso's. You know what I mean? That's the catchy Hallelujah.
Yeah,
Picasso.
It's
Sure.
always the sound of it, because people ask like,
It's got a little, right?
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
biblical connection there.
Yeah. And people are like, what does it mean? I'm like, I don't know, it just sounds cool. It came to my mind, I'm like, Corrosive Moses sounds cool. And then there you go.
Corrosive Moses.
Yeah, man.
I'm in the process of changing my band name,
What?
like, cause it's called Latinaotearoa, and I'm really just kind of like I don't like it anymore. And I want to call it telenovela.
Telenovela.
Telenovela. Because Jennifer.
Is that like television? Is that like
Soap opera.
It means soap opera.
Yeah, and then it's like, so Jennifer, like we always talk about this because Jennifer's from Venezuela, and we always talk about the Brazilian telenovelas because it should be shown in Venezuela, and it's like, Jennifer, I should click that. I should drive in here. Telenovela.
Did she text you on the way and say, that's it, we're telenovela?
No, I was gonna text her soon about it. Telenovela is such a good name. It's way
It's a
better than
great name.
Latinoatearoa.
Latinaotearoa is a good name, man. It's
I just think they are not offensive about the Aotearoa. Of course, it's really awesome. Aotearoa is our land, but like everything was Aotearoa back in that. You know what I mean? Like now is that everybody cuts it, separates it. you know?
Right. Telenovela.
Like Fat Freddy's drops a cool name. You know? And I love how you have like, because Uncle Mark, like MC Slave, Logg Cabin. He's like, what else is there?
This it's Uncle Mark. That's it. There's there's names that suit different occasions, I guess, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah,
you
this,
get stopped in the supermarket. It's like Uncle Mark. It's like, sure, sweet, It's like, but if they, loggy log, it's it's another thing.
that's the point.
You know what I'm saying? Like I
That's
wouldn't.
cool.
I don't know. Yeah, different. It works for different occasions.
What about the Slave, bro? Why Slave?
So here's the thing. So MC Slave comes from when my first rap group, the MCOJ and Rhythm Slave, was our first group. Me and Otis Frizzell had a rap group when we were like 17, 18. And got out there, did some stuff, rocked the house, actually, for quite a few years. And And so Rhythm Slave came from, it was actually inspired by Grace Jones, so who wrote the famous song Slave to the Rhythm. And when we first started, we had no equipment, we had no drum machines, we didn't know anything about any of that. And so I just beatbox. So I wasn't even rapping or doing anything. Yeah, I was just doing beats, beatbox. And yeah, so that's where Rhythm Slave came from. It was basically, it was Grace Jones and flipped it around and yeah.
It's strong. It's a strong name. It's one of those things that you're like. For some people, it's a bit confronting as well.
It is. That's true. No, that's true. It's true. People are confronted by it sometimes. For sure, absolutely, they are. It's like, but it's strange. It's a weird one, isn't it?
I got a real funny story.
Okay, hit us.
We were at dinner. And I had my phone like this, right? There was a Brazilian guy, friend of mine, sitting next to me. And then the phone comes, Slave. And he goes, what? Who's calling him? Slave. And he's like, man, do we have a slaves coming?
Oh my God.
And I was like, nah, man, this is MC Slave, man. Don't you know?
You should know. You should know who he is.
But another good story.
Please.
Because of his voice. My daughter, like, so we had this thing, which is like,
which has run for like 4 years, right?
We ran out. We ran out of that. But if he calls me now and his face comes in, is Santa. But now she it's a picture of Santa. So I tell her, like, look, if you don't behave, I'm calling Santa on you. And then she goes, don't go say that. And I was like, I call him, and then he goes, ho, 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 makes his voice.
Ho, ho.
Oh, man.
Ho, ho, ho.
And then she's like, hi, Santa. And he said, hi, Coin. And he's like, and then he delivers. And she's like, no, okay, I'll behave. And then I was like, I'm gonna call Santa. She's like, no, don't go Santa, don't go Santa. And I was like,
man, so
I think you've actually will never happen again now because you've just exposed the game on this podcast. It's over.
She's not listening.
So how crazy. So the memory of your whānau is like cool Uncle Bobby making fluffies. But your whānau's memory is traumatizing, man. It's fucking horrible.
No. I'm not an evil Santa. I'm not bad Santa. I'm good Santa. You know what I'm saying?
You've been good. No, she also call when she's good. Hey, I'm not that evil.
Got it. Like,
I also call when she's good.
It's not the Grinch.
No. So but the other day it was really crazy, right? Like I stopped in the car park of Ponsonby Social Club. I parked there, and I left my phone. And then I said, darling, stay here for a little minute. Daddy's gonna go in, get the bank in. I'll come out. Come in. She's like, Dad, you know who called? And I said, who? Santa. He called me, but she answered. And then they had a chat. And it was a Santa. And fucking, it was amazing. I just love it. He's like, what did he say? She said, we had a great conversation. I was like, he must be busy, isn't he? Yeah. He's busy, but he never forgot about me. I was like, God bless her. God bless. She's 7 years old. I think we kind of like, if I can go one more year with that.
No, it's the gigs. I think the gig's over. It's the gig's up. Yeah, it's definitely over. Well, there's even. I mean, Bobby's daughter is not just the only one. I've got other friends I do this for. It's just he started it, but it turned it. I was like,
God. Who started that show was Hudge.
Oh, actually, he started it.
Hudge started it.
Oh yeah, respect to DJ Hudge. Oh my God, he started that gangster.
Side hustle, bro.
But
yes.
I used it more.
Yeah, I was like, you used it more. True story. Yeah,
man. You guys were asking me about the live stream, and then people are watching, and we get some messages.
Oh yeah.
So we got Paul Pine, legendary. We love you. I'm watching the podcast live at the moment, and I noticed the co-host is wearing a Sky Pirates t-shirt.
Yeah.
The guy who owns that label is Lucky Lance. He's a member of another New Zealand hip-hop group named
Team Dynamite.
He's our boy.
You guys should research him and get him on the show. He'll be a great guest.
He would be a
Much
great
love.
guest.
Well, we tried that. We tried to get I spoke to you about Has Beats. Because he's a good friend of mine, real good friend of mine, and Lucky Lance is a good friend of mine. So this is actually it's a
show it off. Do the fashion show, mate.
It's a 15-year anniversary. It's a special Sky Pirates 15th anniversary of Ponsonby Social Club.
Taylor, we were just for you, man. So yeah, let's go. Look at that. Yeah, we got it.
So
man.
we made
got it.
that with Sky Pirates. Very lucky to have, you know. And but yeah, Lucky Lance will be amazing because he does. Those guys just. The three of them will be good to bring. I don't know how many seats you have here, but like they
can make it work.
each of them, like they do not just they do very community stuff as well, so it's pretty cool. They're really good too. Yeah, Sky Pirates is the brand, and he's
and Lance would be he'd be a great guest on the show. It'd be amazing. Yeah,
Man.
he's massive. He's like, fuck.
Okay.
I reckon he could get on that plane, that barrier airplane.
Oh, my
I reckon he
God.
could do it.
Man, we got Masbo Q. Do you guys know Masbo Q?
Yeah, I saw him.
Masbo Q,
I
yes.
watched his one.
What, did he get on the plane?
Yeah, so Masbo was the one that halfway through it was going well, and then the pilot was like, "Okay, just be ready. We're gonna deal with some bumps."
Turbulence.
And the next minute it just dropped. Masbo said it was just like woof. So yeah, he freaked out. Said he was not.
Did he
happy.
have to sit in the middle?
He was not.
I mean, yeah. If you,
I don't know how it works, but like Swizzle was with him as well.
I think
so
Bobby,
shout out Swizzle.
you'll be fine, Bobby. You'll be fine in those seats, mate.
No,
you'll be fine.
That's the thing. I did, when I came into the podcast, I said, people goes, "How did it go?" I said, "Do you have problems with leg room?" I said, "I don't know what leg room is." Like, I mean, this is room. There's room. And there's my leg.
Do you mean I can put a sofa there? Ah, fantastic.
I still going like this.
Do you have you had any experiences on the road, catching flights or on traffic, something that you were like, oh my fucking lord?
I'm not going to be La Bamba.
Oh, see, look, dude, this is no, don't mention La Bamba. Like, fortunately, no. But before I got on the plane last week, when we first were talking about, I mean, Bobby said, "Hey, let's,
Yeah.
let's get on. Like, come visit Leo. Let's do the podcast." And I was all about it. And he's like, "Yeah, cool. And get the flight, get you on the barrier air. It's awesome. It'll be fine. I'll meet you up there in sweet ass and La Bamba." I'm like, why did you have to go and mention that? And my wife heard it, and she's upset. So all week she's freaking out about me coming down here because she thinks La Bamba. I'm like, oh my god, it was fine. I just want to say, fine. It was great.
I told Jazz when I came in here, I said, "Baby, if I go, am I going to go as a legend?" I was like, "Do we gonna flip the coin?" Because La Bamba, they flip the coin in the movie.
Right. Yes.
And then I think
That's a great
that
movie.
was Rich Valens in what's the other guy? This
Buddy Holly.
Buddy Holly. Billy Hoyle like wins and Billy lose actually. Billy Hoyle was actually going to bus, and then Rich Valens goes goes in the plane. But now they're like, the conditions here are way better, right? No, the barrier.
Shout out there.
Shout out to Barrier.
No, they're all good. They're all good.
Yeah, man.
It's sick. I love that plane.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Big supporters as well. Like we're lucky, and that's the community thing that we were talking about before. Like having a solid community that understands what we're doing, because it lifts the Coromando. It's good for us, and it
beautiful.
also projects for the whole country the cool things that we're doing. So like smart businesses getting on board, man, for sure.
That's good. Good.
But also it's like you look at the pilot, and it's like, where's the pilot? And then the guy's like, "Yeah, I'm the pilot." I was like, "Man, are you like 23 or something?" Like, it's like,
it's his
are
trial.
How long you be? Like, how long you be doing this? Because, the guy's, "Nah, man, it's good." And the guy takes on, and you're like, "Sweet ass, okay." Even clap your hands and stuff. Like, "Fuck, man, this guy's good." I know, fist bump like, "Che, brother, man, you got this, bro."
23.
23, hey. Well, you got to start taking smaller risks, right? If you're going to 12
But it's my
people.
life they're talking about. Nah. Yeah, the smaller risk is mine, is me, Bobby.
Hey, so we were talking before. So Bobby's playing at Luke's tomorrow. Cool venue.
Luke's Kitchen, yeah.
Luke's Kitchen.
Luke's Kitchen.
That's cool too. No?
Beautiful spot.
Beautiful spots.
Yeah.
What time, Bobby?
I said 5, I think.
Oh,
Start
early
from
one,
5, yeah.
bro.
That's at 5, yeah. Sunset.
Oh, shoot. Nice.
Not too late. Gentleman's hours.
Gentleman house, yeah.
Nice. And then Fat Freddy's, you were talking about the domain.
Yes, yeah. Freddy's playing in the Domain on the 10th of February, it's actually an amazing spot. Yeah, it's right adjacent, like next door to where the Auckland Museum is, on that big field there. It's actually a great spot for a concert. And Freddy's are playing alongside, what's it, John Butler Trio, Rudimental, Freddy's, and the Symphony Show. So yeah, it'll be a big one. It's really good.
What a lineup!
Yeah, it'll be cool. I went to a show there last year on the same site, and it was just fantastic. Like it was the first time I'd ever been to a concert at that spot. It's really great. It's really on a beautiful day. It's great. Yeah.
Man. And you got your solo things going on as well. That doesn't stop.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always something going on. There's always something going on. Yeah, funnily enough, I do my reggae nights. We're bringing that back for 2024. Yeah, so
let's talk
that's
about that.
on anniversary weekend.
Ponsonby Social Club.
Yeah, at the social club, and it's been a cool thing. It's kind of in its second year, and it's just been actually a really fun thing to do and get the old reggae selectors and young reggae selectors. Next on the 28th, Christoph El Truento is coming, and he's an incredible producer, like music producer, full stop. Like he just makes loads of good music, but he's also like a young reggae enthusiast. Like he's right into it. Like he can play the laser.
What?
Yeah. Well, like he loves lasers. He loves like he's just into dub and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. Anyway, he's coming along next week, and he's always a joy to play with. Yeah.
Killer Miraro.
And Manrara, Stinky Jim. Yep. The legend that is Stinky Jim.
With food from Ethiopian food.
Oh,
From my mother's kitchen. They really, actually, exceptional food. Yeah. They're really good.
Very
man.
good. Have you tried that?
Ethiopian food? Yes, I have. I think it was a restaurant in Wellington that I went to. I fell in love. It was beautiful.
Yeah, you can't eat it like there's no knife and fork. You know.
Yeah.
You eat with your hands, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really, it's delicious. They're really good. They're really good.
Man, we love this format of like just chatting and talking about things, but like we get a bit educational as well in our show. So can you just take me through the differences between the MC, because you do so many things, the MC, the DJ, the selector, you know, can you just take us through that, please?
Well, far out. I mean, they're all different parts of the same puzzle. I always look at them. It is all part of the same puzzle, but they are different aspects of it. You know, MCing. There's two parts of MCing. There's MCing as like a master of ceremonies, as a true host. You know, that sort of thing. There's the MCing as I'm dropping my lyrics. I'm doing my song. This is what I'm here to talk about. That sort of thing. Selecting is just the simple art of being able to choose great music, you know, which is highly underrated. You know what I mean? Like, I think, for me, that is probably the most important thing. You know, for me, that's beyond technical ability. You know what I mean? But if you can combine that with technical ability, then you are the mantis. You know, basically that is the greatest. You know what I mean? Like using proper DJ skills, hip hop DJ skills, in presenting music. Like for me, all the best DJs have an element of that. Like, doesn't matter what genre they play, whether it's reggae or house or techno or whatever. If they've got a little bit of the hip hop in them, as far as their DJ, they win pretty much every time. And then, so that's sort of that. Those four parts. And then the other part, radio DJing and playing on the radio, presenting music on the radio, that's another extension of those things, you know? Yeah.
So when we go to a Fat Freddy's Drop gig, usually you do the selection before the show. Is that correct? Is that right to say?
For the set?
Like you start the set, right? Pretty much.
When I DJ before Freddy's show?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no, that's definitely, I certainly think about it. And it's a build up, you know. I also think
so important.
It's all about it's presenting it. You know what I mean? You building, you know, you don't want to be the first guy to go out on DJ and then like play all the bangers and the first, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta, you know what I mean? You're building it up for the event. You know what I mean? So that's I don't know. That's a different technique, that one. Yeah.
And then when you grab that mic, that thing with pumping the crowds, it's so massive. Sometimes people take it for granted, the power of the guy with the microphone looking at the crowd's face and just getting them on board.
Hyping.
I mean,
Hyping.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. Sometimes audience. I mean, I look at it like the audience always wants to go off. They want their. Sometimes they always are there. They're always in the moment, and even when things are chill with the music, or you know what I mean. It doesn't, whether the music's hype or not. Just because they're quiet doesn't mean they're not feeling it. You know what I mean? Just because they're not making noise doesn't mean they're not feeling it. It means they're listening.
Which one is the best that you like? In
Sometimes, but then you get the opportunity to say to someone, you know, okay, let's pop the bottle and let it off.
Let's go.
When you get that opportunity, which often with the Freddys, I get that opportunity.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, because it's like they're just seething with gushing, and I'm in the fortunate position to be able to let it off.
The gasoline.
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
cool.
To pop it off.
He's very good at it. He's very. Yeah,
So, you know,
sick.
it's kind of like that's a beautiful thing, and you know, audience. I think, everybody just wants that, really. So sometimes it's just guiding that, which is super fun. Yeah.
Yes.
What was the best one? Like, you know, like, I mean, it doesn't have to be. I mean, of course, it could be like talk about the top 5, like, you know, but like, what's the most memorable one? Like, just give it to us. Like maybe
iconic
in Portugal or like in
gosh.
Copenhagen or.
Oh man.
Oh, the last one, last two.
I
Or something crazy happened once. There's like, do you wanna share?
This is the thing. There's so much crazy stuff. There's so much crazy stuff that you want to share. Yeah, there's just so much stuff. I don't know where to start or begin.
Where to go.
I don't know. I mean, I should have made notes really about this, because it's like far out. There's been so many great moments and great opportunities and huge crowds and.
What about the most
Crazy
iconic venue? Like, you know, like, I mean, I saw one that you guys played. It was like kind of like a Coliseum kind of vibe, like kind of somewhere in the last trip. It's kind of like
there's a crazy place we played in. We played in this crazy amphitheater in the center of Berlin. It's in the park. It's not the center of Berlin, but it's on the outskirts. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name. But it's like in the park. It's in the park, and it was an old outdoor auditorium which holds 10,000 people. Was built by Hitler back in the early 40s or whatever like that. I think that during that time it was built. Wow. And we did a gig there with Tash Sultana. And it's just this incredible outdoor, but it's like in the middle of a park, and then it drops down. It's huge.
Wasn't that when he used to do his propaganda? That's when he used to like put. I think that was where he used to do all his, like, you know, Hitler was really big when film. Like, he used to film his army. They film everything, and I think that that's where he used to start it. Like, so he used to to take over some countries. Yeah, he just show a video and say, "Look, we're coming." You know, the guys were like, "Okay, we surrender." You know.
Oh, he's really big on propaganda. That guy, he really was. He loved the propaganda.
Apparently, there's one place like that. I think it must be where he used to kind of film it. And there was a turning underneath. They go. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, I know why I know this. I was with Joe. And he said that's the place. That's it. I was drunk. But me and Joe, like, we went a wedding on Saturday, and he said that that's the place they used to do propaganda. And there's a tunnel underneath that you go that he used to walk. So, you know, underneath there's the...
Yeah, in Berlin.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess there's a massive thing, Mark? Like, not only the privilege of going to different countries, meeting different people, but like, you learn about history just by being at those places, eh?
Yeah, I mean, that's right. It's far out. You go to places and you really... I mean, that's been truly one of the beauties about being able to visit Europe and go to all these places, is the stuff that I used to read about or learn about a bit in school. And, you know what I mean? It's like to actually put a physical... the Brandenburg Gate. Okay, that's what that is. You know, these sorts of places in Berlin. It's like, wow, you know, Checkpoint Charlie. Oh my God, you know, like just to actually have. I never thought in my life I would ever end up going to these places. You know what I mean? But you know, lucky for us, there was yeah, we've
Still Brazil.
have to chance to go back there. Still Brazil, man.
Still Brazil.
You guys are both from Sao Paulo,
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah.
So is that where? Do you reckon that's the place to go to?
There's other places that
Loyal crowd for sure. Massive for gigs and for festivals. Like the people from São Paulo would definitely support and go for it. Like 100%.
No, they'll love it. They'll love it.
Rio,
of course.
Oh, you guys will
gotta
love
go
it.
to Rio.
Yeah.
you have to.
Little tour, man. I think it's impossible to go to a massive country like that and just play one gig. I think you got to do a bit more, man.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair call.
And what I was thinking as well was probably you guys also, because people are living their lives, right? You guys are touring, but you also get to see things that are happening in the country. Have you guys come to a situation that like there was something going on in a city or something? You were like, whoa, shit, okay. There's
COVID.
COVID was, that was probably the most recent one where we basically did one show. We traveled to Europe. We did one show. Before we left, there was sort of on the horizon, like it was coming up in the news. This is happening. This might be happening. We were committed to the tour. We go and do the tour. We do one show in Frankfurt and then cancelled 2 months of touring just like that. Like 3 months of touring. Like it was actually quite a huge tour. And so we sort of raced home. And I remember us going to Singapore and not really knowing if we were going to be able to get the connecting flight sort of thing, like a little bit. It was very limbo. That was that's a crazy time for everyone. But we've had some weird ones like that for sure, like with terrorist events and stuff like the Bataclan, in France, when that all went down, we weren't too far. We'd been in Paris just around that time. We played at that venue the year before, or like 2 years before. We were there.
Was it the Eagles of Death Metal that you're talking about?
It was their gig. Yeah, it was horrible. But this venue, there's things like that has happened on tour where it's like, and of course, stuff happens, right? Yeah. And of course, that's always hard. We were all right. We're okay. We're safe. And sometimes very hard to relate to family back home when they're reading all this stuff on the news,
of course.
But yeah, there's been a few moments like that where it's like definitely like, no, honey, I'm okay. Everything's okay. We're all right. You know what I mean? But yeah, there was a few years there where it's like, yeah, the Bataclan was a freaky one. Just because I could relate to it. We'd only been there the year before. I knew the backstage they were talking about in the news. I could picture it. Yeah. So that's kind of crazy. Yeah.
And you guys travel like your stuff is a lot of how like a lot of bands go to Europe. Your some of your equipment stays in Germany, right? Is that
some of our equipment does stay. We'll live in London. While we're away.
That's interesting, yeah.
Because that's the thing. It's very expensive to freight loads of band gear and equipment and instruments to the other side of the world every time, there and back. So it actually, if you intend to go back, then it starts to make sense to actually have set up some stuff there, because otherwise you just Yeah,
the same. I heard a podcast from Sepultura.
Oh,
Sepultura
wow.
has the same. They're saying that they got a storage place in Germany.
I'm sure. Yeah,
it's really common.
Yeah, it would make sense.
I think they're finishing like last tour or something. Sepultura. Have you heard about that?
No.
Yeah. I think so,
I should travel with the Black Seeds in Brazil with a tour manager, Black Seeds in Brazil.
Did you take them to Brazil, Black Seeds?
No, I went. I tour managed them. So one of the guys from Fat Freddy's is one of my best friends called Kila Mirara, Nid Natai, and he was part of Black Seeds, and he said, they were gonna go to Brazil, and then he said, should we take a sound guy or Bobby? And then everybody voted for Bobby. And I was like, so I went, and the sound guy for Black Seeds, the whole tour of Brazil, was the sound guy for Sepultura.
No way.
Yeah, and it was like Cabello, his name. Yeah, he was a legend.
Shout out to Cabello.
Shout out to Nate Natai. Yeah, it was fun. And it was it's pretty crazy. Like Kiwis go crazy when we go to Brazil. Like I was like,
He really wants to take it to Brazil.
I know.
Also, crazy thing that happened to me about Sepultura is that they were crazy about the All Blacks. Under Skissa, the guitarist, he's crazy about the All Blacks. And I was traveling from Rio to São Paulo, and then I saw Andres Skissa. I saw the All Black shirt, and I was like, my God, it's Andres Skissa. I was like, and then he had the All Black shirt, and he's São Paulo supporter, and then we sat down. I sat here, he sat in the middle, that's his wife, and he's in the middle, and I was like, took my New Zealand passport out, and I was like, man, nice stop, in English, and I was like, I said, but I'm Brazilian. I'm São Paulo supporter, and we start talking about Sepultura, start talking about music, New Zealand, and he's like, I love that place, I love it, because he used to come all the time.
Yeah.
He used to come here every
They're a popular band here
Top.
for a long time. Yeah.
So many crazy bands that are real popular here, but people like Tool. Tool is huge here. They're amazing.
Tool are a great band.
Yeah, great band. I love it.
I love that band.
Yeah.
I imagine they're big in Brazil as well. Yeah.
No, they're not that big.
Oh, they're not?
Not that big. Not that big.
Not that big, but people don't know them.
Right.
Bands are real big in Brazil, like Iron Maiden. And Iron Maiden is massive. They fly.
Is that? Yeah.
Kiss, one of the biggest concerts in the world, I think was 83, Maracanã, the stadium, Maracanã, that was Kiss concert.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. That first Rock in Rio, that epic Rock in Rio, that it was just like this sea of people that has classic images of Freddie Mercury conducting.
Yeah, there's in a movie.
A sea of people. Yeah, that's right.
It's in this documentary.
That's another cool thing, like you deal with this massive, because I wonder how big was the crowd that you guys played to. I don't know.
I mean, in Europe, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's anywhere between 2,000 and 10,000.
Right.
Pretty much. With give or take a little bit. That's kind of where the sort of shows that we're doing over there.
Man, Rock in Rio, man. The bands are lining up.
What's the story? Does everybody get on the beach? It's like the whole beach is covered. What do they do?
It's in a stadium.
It's in a stadium.
Now it's actually in a
more of an arena kind of thing.
I'm
thinking of like the Rolling Stones playing Copacabana or whatever.
Yeah, they happen. No, but the Rock in Rio now is in where they had the Olympics.
Oh, okay.
And where they had the Olympics in Baja, and it's massive. But Rock in Rio is like AC/DC, Queen. I remember I was there, but I was little, but I was in Rio. Yeah. And you could hear from you could see the stadium, and but now it's everything, Now
right.
Mix of hey, Sushi.
Shout out to Sushi the dog,
Sushi's
who's in the house.
Fat Freddy's Rock in Rio.
Sushi.
That's what I'm saying. They're getting the lineup sorted now. A friend told me that they are booking bands for Rock in Rio 2024.
Oh, really?
Let's go.
What about the new album?
What's that?
We should talk about the new album.
Oh, yeah.
What Latinaotearoa album?
No. Fat Freddy's new album.
Oh, right. Okay.
Sushi
yeah.
here.
No.
Sushi here.
Well, that's happening. I think that's bubbling. It's bubbling away.
She's all good.
Yeah.
Sushi.
So it is. Can we talk much about it or not? It's just something that is happening. It's kind of cooking a little.
It's just cooking. Yeah. I think that's it. It's just it's bubbling away. It's on the boil. The album's on the boil. I really can't. We'll wait till can't talk too much really.
Fair enough.
Is that a date perhaps in a
hell no. Hell no.
I got it right up here.
No, but it is happening. And that is certainly the intention. And it's definitely
cool.
bubbling away. And I look forward to it. It'll be cool.
Nice. Man, I'm a believer that there's no stupid questions, but this might sound like a stupid question.
Go on.
I remember when DJs could sample songs and there were no copyrights involved and all that stuff. So when we're talking about a massive project like Fat Freddy's, and I guess you guys all collaborate, is it all from scratch, or do you guys drink from sources and you actually get elements from different? How does that part work?
Yeah, what's the process?
It changes every time. I think every song is different, and there's always it always comes from different angles. Whether that's a drum loop or a sound or a keyboard line or a jam. Sometimes it's in a jam. Ooh, that bit was really good. Oh, cool. Did we record that? Awesome. Like it can happen like that, or it could be as simple as a little loop that comes into the studio, or a little idea. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to it. It comes from different places.
Man,
all the time.
There's a cool clip on YouTube about the gorillas.
Yeah.
And is it the guy from Blur, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's his name? Oh, forgot. But anyway, he's telling the story of that song that blew up. That dun, 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 I'm happy, I'm feeling glad. And he showed where he got the idea from. It was a kid's toy.
Yes.
It was like a tiny keyboard.
Yes.
You know those ones that you play the buttons and plays a loop?
Yeah, no, what's that machine
And
called?
there
It's
was-
I know what you're talking about.
And that was it.
It was Zane. He's still talking to Zane, isn't he? It's funny.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild, eh? Well, that's it. This is it. It can be as simple as a drum machine that's been sitting in the closet for 12 months, or 15 years. You know what I mean? It's like inspiration could come from any like that or whatever. Yeah, it's interesting.
How cool.
Yeah.
Have you guys played with Empire of the Sun? We had Luke Steele 2 weeks ago from Empire. Did you
Empire
know
of the
that?
Sun.
No.
Is they from Australia?
Come on.
How
Are
you
they from
manage that?
Australia?
He
ALTBAYS.
Luke Steele was I think Luke was born in Australia. His father was born in Aotearoa. Rick Steele, legendary blues man. So his father was playing here. There's a connection, and next minute I played the drums with them.
Wicked.
Wow,
With
cool.
Luke and Rick.
Awesome.
It was fucking epic, and then we got them on the show.
Nice.
Yeah,
You need the stage. You need to be on the stage there.
we're getting there, man.
Sort it out, man.
Do you remember that? Do you remember any collab or any show with those guys?
Empire
Walking
in Australia.
on a dream,
Yeah.
cannot explain. You know the song?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, in Australia, I think we played in Brisbane together.
Man.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, if I've got my story straight, yeah, I think so. In Brisbane, yeah. So I was just distracted by your stage that you're building over there.
I know, right? It's work in progress, man. We're getting there.
Yeah, there is actually. It looks like eventually you'll have like bands in the studio.
The drum kit's already there, and the guitars. So yeah, we're getting there. Speaking of stages, you guys do something cool with the boys from Avondale Bowling Club. Is that hip hop nights?
Oh, no, we do Yokozuna and Avondale.
Yokozuna.
Yeah.
How cool is that? I went to see. I was there for
You came to the bar, right?
two once. I've been to the Ponsonby Social Club a few times, but I went to see them playing
Was that
my
right?
favorite Tribe Called Quest.
Was that all right?
You were all right. You were all right.
I was a part of the midnight when I was like, when you can't even, when I'm like, hey.
They did a Tribe Called Quest and Wu-Tang. I was like,
That was cool.
ooh, yeah, man.
They're doing Dr. Dre next week.
I saw that.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's just the Avondale, it's just Yokozuna now. Because one of the boys is Avondale Bowling Club, he moved to Berlin.
Oh, what? Cool.
So it was actually part of my band as well. Guy Harrison.
Right, yep.
Has Guy moved to Berlin?
Yeah, he moved to Berlin.
Wow.
He was amazing because he's
He's a really super talented keyboard player.
to play Latinaotearoa is hard because you to play Somontuno. You know Somontuno is like the dun 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 dun. Like it's really hard to play the keys. Only two people in New Zealand I know can play this, and it's Guy Harrison and Jonathan Crayford. And Jonathan Crayford's a fucking legend.
And Crayfish is a legend.
He's a legend. So like that's he was really good, and he could play the keys and the trumpet.
What?
So he can do that.
Man.
Yeah.
Like in a real like Latino, and so then he left. So that kind of crew now is just Yokozuna. So they're doing Dr. Dre next week, and it'll be awesome.
Do you still have time for collabs and new projects, or the things that you're doing keep you busy enough?
Look, I'm always open to new things. You know what I mean? Like I'm always open to ideas or whatever presents itself. You know what I mean? Like always open to, what? Okay, this is good. Like, so yeah, I'm busy enough between family and everything we got going all the time. But I'm always open to new
ideas or new curveballs. Even getting on the plane to come here to Whitianga. I mean, that was pretty. That was an awesome curveball. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's yeah.
And
It's
you're
always
gonna
fun.
get to see Mr. Brazuka live.
Well, this is it. But
Twice.
Brazuka at Luke's Kitchen.
As he doesn't see much.
Yeah, I don't see him that much. But you know, it's all about the environment. It's all about the space.
You see Bob Brazuka in Luke's Kitchen at sunset.
At
sunset.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for making the effort, both of you guys. Hey, what a pleasure, man. How
was
cool.
cool fun.
Look, man, thank you. Thanks so much. It's been you've been an absolute great host, and thank you for all your hospitality. And you guys have got a real super professional setup. I must say, it's really cool.
It's so worth the trip.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's just
Thank
like, and I keep telling people, like, hey guys, I went to this, this guy's flew me over. And then like, there's, and this little plane is like, fucking, it's cool, blah, blah, blah. But hey,
And there's a dog in the studio.
There's a dog.
I tell you, man,
Did he have a dog?
You gotta go. It's just a cool experience. Thanks so much for having us.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
no, thank you, man.
It's growing. So, yeah, you guys, I'm sure you both be back for sure.
That happily, anytime.
I reckon you should do Moo from Freddy's.
Yeah, get Moo up, yeah.
And then get Mark to co-host.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
And then you can think about some stories. And
my God.
you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, or Lance. Lance would be another good one. Lance would be great. Lance would be great.
We got another friend I think be really cool. It's called Sarah Longbottom. She's really cool. She'll be good for you to a lot of community work. She's really nice.
Man.
Yeah, I always think about people, and I'm like, sometimes I'm like, I see there's like, man, that person will be good. You shouldn't, I like my friend has beats. He'd be really good.
Let's do it.
Lucky Lance, yeah.
Maybe Emicida.
Emicida,
man.
Come.
That would be
go.
cool to bring him to Coromandel.
Yeah, to bring him from Coromandel. If you fly in a little plane.
We can do that.
I don't know if I can drive him in my camper van.
No, we'll fly. That's the green room, right, Mark?
The green room. From all accounts, I've only just learned this. The camper van's the green room.
That's cool if you do it.
Yeah.
No, we did the green room, remember?
Yeah,
Of course
we
I
did
remember.
Black Alien.
that's what he was telling me. He says, yeah, the green room.
Antisocial was booked out. And then I was like, man, I need to get a green room for Black Alien. I was like, man, park my camper van right next to the outside door, PSC. And I was like, boom.
Yeah. And that one, you were not okay. Because you asked me before, was I okay that day for the Wu-Tang? The Black Alien. Nah, you were okay. You were great. You were a great host. You were with your tequila running the show, man. You were like, man, Black Alien. You were so. I could tell you were so happy because what a guy, eh?
I was more hype about him. He hype. He's
Yes.
such a my hero there.
Same for me. What a legend to have, eh?
And we hang out the
Yes.
trailer. I was like, it's good. Yee-hoo, let's go.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. So for the people watching us, Bobby Brazuka tomorrow at Luke's Kitchen from 5 p.m. Epic DJ sets, top A, all sorts of music. Do you have something planned, or it's always on the go?
We just go to the flow, Brazilian, Latin, hip hop, soul, jazz, funk, Kiwi styles, everything.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Mark, some cool stuff coming up as well. You were talking about Explore.
Yeah, got Explore's coming up. That's exciting. Also, of course, at the Domain with Freddy's on the 10th of February. And what else? And my daughter's slam poetry crew is playing at Laneway Festival. Their debut, Rehe Korero, which means Reheko means let's go in Māori. So
I didn't know
just so you know,
You gotta use that now.
Can you tell me again, please?
Reheko.
Reheko.
Reheko. Yeah. Reheko. So they're Rehe Korero are playing at Laneway. It's their debut.
You learn
So,
stuff every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Always learning, always learning.
So good.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And for the people who saw our stories on Instagram, beautiful Kai from Bays Pizzeria. So our Brown Henry, shout out, my brother. Thank you for the beautiful food. So if you are coming to the Coromandel, make sure to check him out at bays.fitty. That's on Instagram. We got the logo on the screen during the show. And also Barrier Air. Thanks for flying, Mr. Mark. 250 younger. He made it. Nola Bamba. He made it.
No, it's beautiful.
And also, thank you so much for the crew from the Coro Minds magazine, produced by the Flock Media Group. So if you want to learn more about the beautiful Coromando community, make sure to access corominds.nz community project, always plugging local artists and telling beautiful local stories. If you want to advertise smart as well, you want to put your ads on something that stays at establishment, because look at the quality of this magazine. God damn, so beautiful. Hello. I know, right? Got to support the team. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace. No mining in the Coromando.
No mining.
No mining in the Coromando. No mining in the Coromando. You hear?
ALTBAYS.